Hello, everyone. I'm teacher Soyoung. I will teach you English learners about English writing and reading. For this time, I will go through how to write English article for the beginners. It'll be not very hard, and it'll be a very easy way. So don't worry about that. I know learning is really hard too, so you guys can take your own time always. Okay, great. Today's article is Hansel and Gretel. Who has the hardest story when you are little or grown up? Yes, it's so popular. One of Aesop's fables, right? Then we are gonna look through about this one, and then we are gonna talking about some thing about Hansel and Gretel. So, can anybody tell us about some main characters or some stories? Yes, it would be hard for you, right? Yes, I'm gonna start. There were Hansel, the brother, right? And Gretel, the little sister, and stepmom and dad. Yeah, of course, there's witch. And don't forget a lot of animals. I'm gonna show you some pictures for your better understanding, so you guys can see this one. Yeah, this is from the Hansel and Gretel's story. Can you guys recognize who is Hansel and Gretel? Yes. And then, so can you imagine how what story will expand and what story or what's gonna happen after next? Yes, we will. Just imagine, you know, when you are just reading something story, you guys always have to imagine, and then you guys always have to expect what story will happen, what story will goes up. So, are you guys ready? Yes. Now I'm gonna hand out these fables to you. And for maybe for 3 minutes, you will read the story um, whole. Yeah, or more. Yes. Yeah, you guys can start to read. Yeah, are you guys done with the reading? Yes. You guys met the main characters there. Yeah, Hansel and Gretel, and the witch, the stepmom and dad, and the animals, right? Um, Then, can we just start something? Mm, Describe something. Anybody can summarize this story? Oh yeah, summarizing is really looks very hard. No, you don't need to worry about that. You guys can start just one sentence. Any sentence welcomes. Don't worry. Any part is fine. All right. Yeah. Maybe you guys looks ready. So I'm gonna call your name. Hi, Stephen. Can you tell us a bit? Yeah. Thank you for sharing the story. Yep. Right. And anybody else? Thank you so much. So based on these sharing stories from others, we are going to do a story mapping. When we just do the story mapping, it this work will help us to write our own article about this fable. It'll really help us. Okay, I'm gonna write here Hansel, Gretel, stepmom, daddy, and which animals. Those are main characters, right? And what is the story? Gonna start based on the seventh story. There's not enough good food for the family. So stepmom forced their dad to leave his kid in the dark forest, and they couldn't come back home ever. But brave and smart Hansel just dropped some stones and bread crumbs in the road on the way to the go to a deep forest. Then they just wanted to come back home, but the stepmom didn't let them do it. So finally, they couldn't come back. They found fancy-looking house instead. They just realized that it's made of candy and chocolate. Then they knew, and then it's a witch's house. Oh my gosh! Suddenly, Witch wanted to eat Hansel and Gretel, but with all animals' help, they finally escaped from Witch's house. And finally, they could meet their dad, but there was no stepmom there. It's kind of a happy ending story, right? Excuse me. Now, can I ask something to you guys? We are gonna actually describe Hansel's character. Yes, Hansel is really brave and very calm. So he is like strategical. So he about under a very harsh status that he just wanted to solve the problems, right? How about the stepmom? Yeah, she was described as really bad mom and wife also. Neither. Yeah, maybe she is contrast. She looks contrast to the Hansel. Right. We can't compare their opposite personality too. How about animals? Yeah, they were described as a very good helper, right? Even though they are just very little and tiny, they are very weak, not very strong. They can't help others, but finally they gave a very big help to the Hansel and Gretel. So um, they could meet the daddy there. So for the writing, we are gonna make some story or make some opinions about this one. Now I'm gonna give you 10 minutes for starting the writing, so you guys can just do the brainstorming and also just using this character mapping, and also use any other resources or from the other person's opinion also, so you guys can just start to write. I expect you guys can do a very useful resources on it. Don't worry, no worries about that. All right, thank you for this class.